Hello and welcome to a vlog update. So I wanted to vlog my process of reading down my TBR. I'm at about like 340-ish books. I'll have the exact number on the screen on my TBR. So for 2025, my goal is to read all of the books on my TBR, or at least attempt to read all the books on my TBR. I have a feeling a lot of the ebooks I will end up DNFing because they're ones that I've gotten for free and I've had for years and years. I think I started collecting books on Kindle when I was around 15, so it's been almost 7 years now that I've been collecting all of these books. So I have a feeling I'll be DNFing a lot of those books, but just in general, I have a lot of books on my TBR that I've collected that I would really like to read through. So it is the 2nd of January. I have some stuff back here that I'm taking to go donate, and then behind my chair that you can't see is a bunch of books that I am donating, but that's kind of the plan for today. I have started a couple of books, or I technically started them the last day of 2024, but the books that I'm reading is Braiding Sweetgrass. This is an audiobook that I have and I am absolutely loving it so far. I think it is going to be a 5-star book. I'm having such a wonderful time reading it. It is just so beautifully written. I'm having the time of my life reading it. I'm about 50-ish% of the way through this book. I'm not too sure if I'll actually end up finishing it today or not, but I am also reading my Monster Valentine. I think that's the title of the book. This is an ebook that I have, and it's one of the free Kindle books that I've gotten. I don't remember where or when I got this one, but I do believe this one was more recently. But it's a collection of monstrous romances, and this collection, I'm also about 50% of the way through this one. About 50% of the way through all of these books, actually. But this one, I have really enjoyed some of the stories. They have been like 5 stars, and then some of them I have really disliked, and they have been 1 star. So it's kind of a mixed bag, but it is a very quick, fun read. So I am enjoying that one as well. And then I'm also 50% through another book that I'm not going to talk about too much in this vlog because I don't technically own it. It's just for my Feminist Reads project. And that is We Do This Till We Free Us. And again, I'm about 50% of the way through this one and I'm really enjoying it. But I don't want that to really be the focus of this vlog. But yeah, that is my little update here. And I will keep updating you as I read through some more books, as I finish some books. But yeah, I just wanted to start off this vlog and take you along on this journey with me. So I forgot to add in that last clip that I am like a Libro FM influencer partner thing, in which they give you like 20 to 30 audiobooks to choose from that you can read for free. And I did decide to download 5 of those books. So now my audiobook TBR has gone up by 5. So I'm not making great progress on that, but hopefully I read more than 5 audiobooks. That way I'm at least getting my audiobook number down, because I have like 120 audiobooks on my TBR. Again, I'll put the actual numbers up on the screen. But yeah, I did just want to add that in there because I do want to be transparent and keep track of my numbers for my TBR. So yeah. Alright, it's now January 4th, and I wanted to give an actual update to this vlog because it's been a little bit since I've updated you. So I also wanted to give the actual numbers because last time I was giving like an approximate number, but as of January 1st, my TBR was at a total of 341, and to break that down, it was 117 ebooks, 118 audiobooks, and 106 physical books. So quite a lot. But as I mentioned, I did get 6 audiobooks for free through the Libro FM influencer review program that they have. So that did make my audiobooks go up. I also got a free ebook from the author because I'm on their like ARC team. So that was very nice. I am very excited for that one. And then I did go to the used bookstore, which you kind of saw a little bit of, and I did get 2 books. So that did make my physical TBR go up by 2. However, I did finish my Monster Valentine, my Monsters Valentine. I don't remember the title, but you'll see it on the screen. And this was an ebook that I read. So that brings my ebook total to a solid 117. It went up 1 and then it went down 1. So at a net 0 for that one. And then one of the physical books that I got was Devon and Kris Plan a Wedding. And I did get that one from the used bookstore, but I also had an audiobook copy of it. And I finished that one in the same day. I read it all in one day. It was a 5-star read. I really loved it. But that took off one of the physical books and one of the audiobooks off my TBR. So my stats, the total is 346. So I'm still up by 5, but it's fine. It's going. Also, I did read another physical book this morning. I almost forgot to mention that. I read The Fade. This is issue 1. It's a very short little comic since it's only the first issue. I gave this one 3 stars. I really enjoyed it, but that did get a book off my physical TBR, so I also wanted to mention that one really quick. So I have finished 3 books so far, but yeah. I do want to talk about Devon and Kris Plan a Wedding because I love this book so much. It's a book that is following these 2 characters who go on this reality TV show called Instant I Do, where they basically get paired up with someone and they pretty much have to convince their families that they are going to get married in 6 weeks. And yeah, this was just so much fun. It was definitely very reality TV like, but it is a sapphic romance. It was so much fun. I laughed so many times in this book, but there are also some very emotional parts. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm just really glad that I did end up getting a physical copy of this one at the used bookstore because I really wanted this one on my shelves. It is definitely a new favorite, which was a very nice surprise. Also, I never mentioned the day that I was out doing everything, but me and my mom went and we got permanent jewelry. I got a necklace, she got another bracelet. I did get a bracelet for my birthday and we went early for my mom's birthday to get another one done, so that was very fun. I had a short little clip of that there, but that's kind of been my life. I am getting ready to go to work very soon, but I think my next book that I'm going to read, I'm still reading Braiding Sweetgrass, which I'm still absolutely loving, and I will probably get a lot of time at work today to listen to an audiobook, and that will definitely be it. I'm not sure if I'll get to finish it today or not, but I will try my best. But my physical book I think I'm going to read is The Blade Itself, and this is one that I got maybe like 60-ish pages into before, and then I kind of put it down. I was enjoying it, so I am excited to get back into it. I just haven't really been in the mood for long like fantasy books, and that's what this one is, but I am in the middle of it and I do want to get through it, so I think that's going to be my next physical book that I read. But that is it for this update. I will update you again sometime, hopefully soon. Hello, it is now the 5th of January. I got my nails done just now. I just got out of the appointment. I decided to go with like a nude, like brown color to try and sort of match the Pantone of the year, and I think it's pretty close. I don't think you can really tell on camera, but it is a pretty close match to the picture, as close to the match as we could find. But yeah, last night at work I did finish the audiobook for Braiding Sweetgrass, and I'm giving it 5 stars. This was an absolutely amazing book. It is probably one of the best environmental nonfiction books I have ever read in my life. And like the way this author writes is just so beautiful, so lyrical, and like you can like reading the book, you can feel the author's passion for what she's talking about. And this book was just so great. And I wrote a review for it on Storygraph earlier this morning, and in it I talk about how if I could get people to read one book, just one book in their entire life, this would be the book that I choose, because I feel like if more people read this book, we would have more kindness, compassion, more understanding of the world that we live in. And I don't know, this book was just so beautiful. It's definitely one of my new all-time favorite books, and I'm just really glad that I got to read this one. And I'm not even sure if this is a book that I would have normally picked up. It's one that I had gotten the audiobook of for because my libraries didn't have it. I have like 5 different library cards, and none of them had like the ebook or anything available. So I actually used one of my Libra FM credits specifically to get this book. But it is on the Feminist Book Club Essential Reading Guide. And so that's like the whole reason why I got this book, was for that reading guide, since I'm doing a whole project of reading all the books on this guide. But I feel kind of sad about that, in that I never would have read this amazing book if I wasn't like, not forced to, but if I wasn't like doing this project, I never would have read this book, and it's now a new all-time favorite book. And yeah, I'm just really happy that I got to read this. And yeah, definitely gonna end up in the top books of 2025. And it's crazy that I've now read 4 books and 2 of them were 5 stars. That is amazing. But yeah, that is another audiobook off of my TBR, and it was a really good one. And then I did start last night. I didn't get like far into it. I think I'm like 30% into it. But At Dark I Become Loathsome by Eric LaRocca. This is a short horror novella. I do have the audiobook of this one. This is one of the new ones that I just got as a Libro FM influencer review copy, so it is one of the ones that I just got this month that raised my TBR. But yeah, it is a short one. I think I'm listening to it at 2.5 times speed. I don't really remember what I have it set at, but I only have about 2.5 hours left in it, so it is one that I will probably finish tonight. I am going to work again, and since it is a Sunday, it is the slowest day at my job. So I will most definitely be finishing this one. But yeah, I did just want to give a little update. And yeah, I am now sitting at 4 books in 4 days, which is kind of crazy. Probably gonna be 5 books in 5 days, since I'm reading a short novella today. But I don't think this momentum's gonna keep up of reading like a book a day. That's definitely not going to happen, especially when yesterday I was saying that my next physical book is going to be The Blade itself. That is an almost 600 page book, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, that is the little update that I wanted to give. I am now going to get food and go home, because I have 2 hours until I have to be at work, so I'm going to enjoy that time, and I will update you guys later. Bye. Hello, here is another quick update before I go to work. This is obviously my time to update, but yesterday I did end up finishing At Dark I Become Lonesome by Eric LaRocca, and this was a really great book. I gave it 4 stars. It wasn't my favorite from this author, but it was exactly what I was expecting and what I wanted from this book. It's all about this guy who is performing these burial rituals because his son has gone missing, his wife has died, and he's sort of exploring the idea of death. And there's a bit of other things that are explored in this book that I don't really want to get into too much, but I did give it 4 stars. It was really great. And then this morning I wanted like a really quick audiobook, so I listened to Was She Wicked? Was She Good? I believe that's the title. This was like a 30-minute audiobook. It was very quick. I gave this one 2 stars. I don't really understand what was leading up to this story. Like, there's a whole like plot that obviously took place before the events of this book, but this book is only centered around the present day, and so it's kind of like a bit of a disconnect of like, I know what's happening presently, but why is it happening? What's going on? I didn't really get it. The audiobook production was good, so that's something, but definitely not my favorite. And then I started Famous for a Living, which is another audiobook, which I'm not sure how far I am through this one, but I have about 2.5 hours left of it. So I will probably finish this one today as well. But currently, out of these 6 books that I have read, I am only up on my TBR by 2, so I have 343 books on my TBR at the moment, but I am making good progress, I feel like, just because even though I added 8 books, I'm only up 2, so I feel like it is definitely doable to make a lot of progress in my TBR this month, and I really like the momentum that I have so far. And as far as my physical book, so the Blade itself, I am about 25% of the way through, I would say. I'm not sure how accurate that is. I think I'm on like page 118 or something like that, but yeah, it's going fine. I kind of struggle with books that have a lot of POVs, just because I like some characters' perspectives more than others, so it's a give or take. I am interested to see how I will feel by the end of this book, because I know this series is a lot of people's favorite, but we shall see. I doubt I will finish this book by the time I post this vlog, but maybe next week. We shall see. But I did just want to come on here and give another quick little update. So yeah, I will see you probably tomorrow. Hello and welcome to another update right before I go to work. So it is the last day of this week. It is January 7th. So I'm here to sort of wrap it up because I'm about to spend the day at work. I know I'm not gonna finish an audiobook because the audiobook that I decided to start is really long, but yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it up. And I will say I did manage to read 7 books in 7 days, which is kind of wild, but also I read a lot of short things, a lot of things I was already in the middle of, so it's not too surprising to me that I did manage to do that. But yeah, I read 7 books that were all on my TBR, and I ended up gaining 8 books, so I am just 1 above my TBR. But considering that for the rest of January, it's very unlikely that I will get any more books coming in. It's mainly going to be a first week of the month type thing, specifically with those Libro FM arcs. But yeah, to wrap it up, last night I listened to the entire audiobook for Famous for a Living, and I gave this one a 3.5 stars. It was a very solid read. It's a bit too Hallmark-esque for me, but this one follows our main character, who is an influencer from New York, and things end up happening and going wrong, and she has to go spend the winter at like the state park that her uncle runs, and she ends up falling in love with one of the guys there. But yeah, Famous for a Living, a solid read, and that was my 7th book of the week. And I did have some more time at the end of my shift, so I started listening to the Radium Girls, which I also own the physical copy of, and I do believe that this book is the only other one where I have the physical book and the audiobook. I only made it about 20 pages into this, but yes, this is going to be my audiobook, and I will probably also physically read it as well when I have the chance, just because there are some pictures in there that I want to look through. But yeah, I didn't make too much progress on it, but in the following week you will see me continue reading this one. And yeah, my thoughts on it, I don't have too many. It's a solid audiobook so far, and it's all about all of these women who worked in the clock painting factories where they were painting with radium, and it's following that, and that's pretty much all I've gotten to so far. But I'm excited to see how I end up enjoying this one, because I know a lot of people have read this one and it's a lot of people's like favorite nonfiction, so I am excited about that. And then of course I will be continuing to read the Blade itself. I am about, let's see, I'm on page 113, which I think is about 25% of the way through. Although it really doesn't look like it, but that's what it said on Storygraph when I put in my page number, so I don't know. But this will be part of next week's reading. Again, I don't know if I will be able to finish it next week, but I will be continuing to read it. And that is pretty much it for this weekly reading vlog. I want to vlog more. I want to talk about all of the books that I'm reading, so I figured doing weekly reading vlogs is something that I would try out doing. So let me know if you guys like this video and if I should continue doing these weekly reading vlogs. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, comment whatever you feel like commenting, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!